want you delivering my food, inmate. Hey, what's up, y'all? It is the Confident Hoe. So I'm trying to get back into the habit of posting. In the meantime, follow my Twitter, my Instagram. That's where I am mainly. Today, I want to keep this video very short, okay? But I want to talk about sex work, of course. But I want to talk about survival. What is sex work, first of all? And the different kinds of sex work, what consists of sex work, and the difference between survival sex work and high-end sex work, or hoes that are more elite. Another word for that is called hoarchy. That's what the girls are calling it. They're calling it hoarchy, like hierarchy, but for whores. I've been seeing this word hoarchy going around trending, especially on Twitter, because like I said, I'm on Twitter a lot. Twitter, in fact, is the only social media that allows adult entertainers to actually entertain adults. This new word, hoarchy, may be new and maybe going around, but it's always been a thing. Once I get good with the editing, and I'll be able to show you guys examples and stuff like that. But for now, we're just going to talk about it. What is sex work, right? Sex work is work that adults do, usually involving sex. Sex work is exactly as it sounds. So that can range anywhere between so-called prostituting, doing dates. Oh, they call prostituting, escorting, whatever you want to call it, hoeing, or even stripping would be considered sex work. Yes, strippers are sex workers. I don't care what anybody else says to you. Strippers are sex workers. OnlyFans, ManyVids, any virtual type of sex work is still considered sex work. Webcamming. So all of that is under the umbrella of sex work. Whatever else I'm missing, I can't think of it right now. But that's basically what sex work is. Now, as far as high-end sex work and survival sex work, those are literally two different things. Before I get into that, I just really want to say really quick that just like racism and sexism, classism exists too. Classism is a thing. Let's talk about it. In society, we know that there are different classes. You have low class, middle class, and high class. Why would you think that it would be any different when it comes to adult entertainment or adult entertainers, aka hoes or whores or harlots or whatever you want to call us or refer to us as, sex workers, right? There are classes also in this industry. When it comes to high-end sex workers, they're usually referred to as a traveling companion, an expensive girlfriend. They would say that, I'm an expensive girlfriend. If I'm a socialite, I give companionship. This is how the high-end, sex work community speaks. As far as survival sex workers, usually survival sex workers get into the lifestyle because they have to eat today. A lot of young women who may have ran away from home, a lot of young women who were abandoned from their parents due to their parents being on drugs or having heavy mental illnesses. It caused them to probably depend on drugs or just come from a broken home, things like that. These types of situations carry on survival sex work, okay? A lot of young women feel like, okay, well, I need to eat today, I need to make money fast, or I don't have my high school diploma, or I don't have a college degree, or I don't have a certain kind of knowledge or whatever. I know that if I have, I don't know if I could say the P word or the V word, but if I have that down there, then I could make some money. This is how a lot of girls think. and feel. So they go into the street, and usually they'll run into men who think that they are pimps. And we're going to talk about pimps in another video for another day. But they run into men who think that they are pimps. And they basically take advantage of these young women, take all their money. They usually abuse them, manipulate them. And it's just a whole mess, okay? Now, that's just survival sex work. Now, there are some instances where survival sex work isn't as, isn't as bad or isn't as stereotypical as how I'm making it seem to be. When I first started in the game, technically, I wouldn't say I was a survival sex worker, but I wasn't high end. I was more so like middle class. A lot of the girls I used to work like underground. So a lot of the girls who you seen working the undergrounds, or if you're not in the life, you probably don't know what I'm talking about. Underground is like the after hour spots that you go to that be in the hood. Not the clubs, but it's like an after hour spot. Let's call it like a lap dance party, like those lap dance parties that they be having in the city. Those are usually middle class hoes where some of them might be independent. Some of them might have a daddy or, you know, whatever, a pimp, whatever. Or even a mommy, same thing goes. Some of them might be working with an agency. You understand? So it's a little more, it's not as black and white as society makes it seem. The entertainment industry is not as black and white. Back to hierarchy. These levels exist because it's just reflective upon society. It's just reflecting society. Do you really think that these corporate men or men in the government would really want to mess with a lower class hoe? No. They're going to want a hoe that's more their caliber. Granted, we all out here S&D. We all out here sucking dick. But at the same time, I feel like the stereotype and the stigma and the judgment is what keeps all the hoes separated, feeling like, oh, well, I'm a companion. You know, I'm a high-end hoe. I'm better than the hoes that's selling it for just $40 or $100 or whatever. Oh, my food arrived. Hold on. Oh, let me... All right, the video had gotten interrupted because my Uber Eats order had came. Let me just say this to Uber and Uber Eats. Stop hiring just anybody. Y'all need to do these like full background checks. Do full background checks because y'all are literally hiring criminals, okay?
Criminals, okay?
Y'all are hiring people who just probably came out the pen and now they need work, and now they decide to do Uber and Uber Eats and all this other stuff. Because I don't want nobody, what am I tipping you for if you don't know how to deliver my food with tender loving care? I don't want you coming to deliver my food. Cause I'm complaining to Uber now. I'm in the chat with Uber now. They messaging me now. And they better credit me. Because I'm always eating from Uber and taking Ubers and eating Uber Eat. Back to the hierarchy. What's happening in the industry is the same thing that happens in regular life. Sexism exists. Racism exists. Classism is going to exist. These things still exist even in the industry. Even in the industry that's already getting judged. So if you are a hoe, if you are a whore, whether you consider yourself to be companion, an elitist hoe, a traveling girlfriend, expensive girlfriend, or a stripper, or OnlyFans girl, or you trapping in the hood, whatever you doing, whatever type of hoe you is, we need not to be segregating each other. We need not to be already judging each other because regular outside society already does that. If you know you selling your time, then you shouldn't be judging, and we definitely shouldn't be rape shaming each other.
We should not be judging each other. We shouldn't be rape shaming each other.
It's clip for that.
It's clip for that.
This message, again, because I mentioned this in another video, this message is not for you scamming assholes, because I don't even like y'all. This message is for the hoes that's actually providing a service. Whether you only charging $40 $100, $2,000, $2 million. If you want to get you a baller, whatever it is, we need to stop judging each other. I feel like the reason why we're so quick to judge each other and why hoarchy is so obvious now, because it's always been a thing. This ain't nothing new. We just put a name to it. We just bedazzled it. We just put a title on it. Like how we do every fucking thing else. All right, y'all always want to title something. Y'all always want to put a label on something. But this has always been a thing. The reason why we even see it even more now is because of social media. Everybody up everybody's business. And like I said, like I mentioned from before, ever since City Girls came out, even before City Girls, when Cardi B came out, you know, and Megan, who I consider Megan to be more of an ally to hoes. I don't think Megan Thee Stallion ever did ever did sex work a day in her life. I promise you that. She don't give me that type of vibes. I don't think she's even built like that, to be honest. Megan can talk a whole lot of shit, and I love me some Megan. But she's like the friend of the hoe. See, Cardi is really a hoe. Cardi lived that life. Obviously, as y'all know, she was a stripper. Probably was an escort too.
Probably was the escort too.
So I'm saying all that to say that y'all only see the glamorized version of the lifestyle because y'all not in the lifestyle. And then whatever other idea that y'all have about the lifestyle, y'all try to put two and two together. But if you're not in the lifestyle, no matter what level you in, whether you are a survival sex worker, a middle class hoe, or a high-end girl, if you're not in the lifestyle, you'll definitely think that this shit is glamorous. Alone. You'll think that the survival sex workers are selling themselves short. Or why can't they be on this, da-da-da. Same way how there's rich people in the world and there's poor people in the world. That's just the way it freaking goes. So I feel like with everything kind of being in our face, nobody's going to post their mishaps on social media. Nobody's going to post their journey on social media. It's very rare. Authentic people like that, that's very rare. Where people post showing you everything. Showing you their journey. Showing you how they got from A to B to C. Most people only showing you how they got down to C. Or to the end of the alphabet. Okay, this is my results. They don't show you the process. So everybody think that this shit is so glamorous. And now that they think that hoarchy is something new. This is not new. This has never been new. Marilyn Monroe was a high-end hoe. Kim Kardashian, as much as a lot of y'all don't like her, she's the Marilyn Monroe of our time. She is a high-end hoe. A lot of these social media influencers, they are hoes. They are whores. These build-a-body girls, hoes. You don't have to just be selling physical sex to be a sex worker. Let me say that again.
You do not have to be selling physical sex to be considered as a sex worker.
They're calling it models now. They're calling it social media influencers now. They're calling it Fashion Nova girls or brand ambassadors and blah, blah, blah. Hoes. Hoes. You're selling sexy. You're selling sexy. Same thing. So, social media kind of made it just more obvious, like I said, about the hoarchy. But this has been going on for years and years and years, centuries and centuries. It's just more in our face what so-called level you are on. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what level you on because a sex worker is a sex worker is a sex worker is a sex worker is a hoe. Technically, we are all the same in the eyes of society. And with that being said, to me, I feel like how much money you make, how many followers you have, none of that shit matters. You know what matters to me, especially as a hoe, as the confident hoe? You know what really matters? Your safety. Anybody ever thought of that? Safety first. I even wrote that in my book. My first book, not my second book that I'm working on. My first book, I wrote that. Where I said, safety is important and safety is first. Because you could be a high-end hoe and you think you have a regular and you might get real comfortable with this regular. You don't never know. At the end of the day, a trick is a trick and gentleman is gentleman, but sometimes gentlemen could be real tricky sometimes. So you just got to keep in mind, always understand, once you understand what things really are and not let your thoughts get bedazzled. Stop trying to bedazzle your thoughts. Stop trying to sugarcoat things into what you think it is. See things for what they are. And at the end of the day, a lot of people still judge us. Whether you want a higher end or whatever, you're still going to be judged. You're still going to be stereotyped. It doesn't matter. That's the reason why a lot of high-end girls don't even say the words hoe or whore or slut. They say girlfriend, expensive girlfriend, and blah, blah, blah. So they'll make it clear like, yeah, I'm about my money. But they don't want to make it as obvious. I just wish that we would, you know, stop stressing over this whole, you know, hierarchy stuff and whatever. And just understand that at the end of the day, we all doing the same things. We need to just mind our own business, mind our own pum-pums, and mind our own bags, okay? And just focus on you. Drink your water and focus on yourself. Meditate. Do whatever you need to do. Do your rituals. Smoke a little trees. Whatever you got to do to make sure that you are in your focus, in your zen. Stop watching other hoes. Stop watching other hoes, okay? So this hierarchy shit won't matter. I just wanted to give my 2 cents on it because I just saw, you know, the girls talking about it and whatever, and I'm like a middle high end. Well, I'm actually, bitch, I am high end, okay? I just wanted to touch base on that and just let you bitches know to mind your own pom-poms, get money, and mainly stay safe. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, like, subscribe, and I'm going to try to post more. But I'm hungry. My son is hungry. He outside with the puppy. And it's dinner time. Peace.